This is number 10. The teller who served me was a little abrupt and asked, "And what are we doing today?" She was not very friendly. I've worked with this teller before and she had been friendlier before. However, it seemed that I was bothering her. Perhaps she was having a bad day. It was not at all busy when I entered the bank. Customer service matters to me. Well, I could have gone to the ATM to make a small deposit. I had to deposit into my son's account on that day. Credit unions seem to treat you much better than banks.
Number 1. From the request by the teller for the manager, I watched her do nothing at her desk, glass cubicle, and stall for over 5 minutes, knowing she was keeping me waiting. She was sarcastic, rude, and condescending. She said, "No exceptions," to second ID. So I said I wanted to close the account. She smirked and said I would now need to show 2 forms of ID, which was never a problem. Rather, it was insulting to me to be asked. To the very end, she was sarcastic, rude, and condescending. I will share this experience with all my friends.
6. My experience at this Wells Fargo was not the best. I was disappointed at the customer service. When I arrived, I asked to the attendant if he talked Spanish, and the attendant rudely responded, "Why don't you talk English?" This is very upsetting towards me because myself, I am a Hispanic person, and I found this very rude.
Number 4, the service was terrible. I was told one thing on Friday and told another thing when I came for my appointment on Monday. When I was trying to take a seat, the lady who served me said, and I quote in exact words, "Not there, here," pointing to another seat, without a please, nor a smile, nor an explanation at all. And throughout the process of opening the account, when I asked why, it was a simple no. When I asked if she could seek another opinion, it was a simple no. I've never been treated with less respect than this ever in my life as a customer. I don't know why she is even at this job.
Number 1. From the request by the teller for the manager, I watched her do nothing at her desk, glass cubicle, and stall for over 5 minutes, knowing she was keeping me waiting. She was sarcastic, rude, and condescending. She said, "No exceptions," to second ID. So I said I wanted to close the account. She smirked and said I would now need to show 2 forms of ID, which was never a problem. Rather, it was insulting to me to be asked. To the very end, she was sarcastic, rude, and condescending. I will share this experience with all my friends.
Number 9. Terrible service. The teller talked to me asking what I was going to do, then stepped away for 4 straight minutes before returning to help me. Last time I was at this Wells Fargo drive-through line, I waited 7 minutes before anyone helped me. I was the only person in line, so I rang the service button after 3 minutes. No response. Rang it again after 4.5 minutes. No response. After 7 minutes, I was ready to drive away when a teller came to the mic and said, "Sorry to make you wait, but I have to help the people in the office first." I asked them to leave a note then outside and let the people know this. It is so rude to have me wait and wait, not knowing if the bank is even open. Ridiculous service here. Always a big wait. Never used to be like this. I've been a customer for 27 years. Time to move elsewhere.
We were treated with an absolute snobbish attitude. With no single customer in the entire branch, the banker worried us that we may have to wait hours before he can get to us since we did not have an appointment. After waiting for 20 minutes, he came by and said that we were lucky that his schedule opened up. It is completely unnecessary behavior, and least of all, totally unprofessional. We will do everything possible to take my accounts and mortgages away from Wells Fargo. Being disrespectful is the worst. I walked into a branch that was completely empty. The 3 bankers were all talking to each other and on their phones, and all 4 tellers turned to me and said, "Can I help you?" When I said I was there to close an account, they said I would have to make an appointment to come back and talk with one of the bankers. When I said that is ridiculous and I will sit here and wait until one of them can actually come over and help me and get off their phones, they asked me to have a seat and said someone will be with me at some point. That is absolutely the worst customer service in the world.